Welcome to BuildEdge. I am Keymark Product Manager Aaron Dietzen, and I want to walk you through the process of inputting and editing walls in BuildEdge PLAN 3.0. I'm going to pull up SketchUp here, and in the BuildEdge UI, I'm in the wall mode. The wall mode shows two input commands. One is to draw individual walls, the other is auto outline. We'll talk about auto input in a little bit. First, we're going to look at some inputting and editing some walls just using the standard input command. When I draw a wall, it's going to be based on an individual line. The line will have associated with it a width and a height. The width right now is 5.5. The height is 8 feet. This is imperial, so I have inches and feet. The values that's displayed inside of BuildEdge PLAN are based on the template being used in SketchUp. So in this case, I am using an imperial template. If you're using a metric template, we'll show millimeters here instead of inches and feet. So I'm going to start drawing a wall. I'm going to first, I'm going to first get the origin shown here, and I'm going to draw a wall from this origin point right here out, and a couple things happen right there. First off, you see you get a little BuildEdge pencil rather than the standard pencil that you see when I'm drawing lines in SketchUp, just to indicate that you are drawing BuildEdge and not standard SketchUp lines. The other thing you notice is that little shadow there. That shadow represents the 5.5-inch offset of the wall width. I can actually change that offset by hitting the left or right arrow keys on my keyboard to toggle between the possible locations along that line. Once I have the wall in the right spot, the orientation is good, I can click to draw a 3D wall. If I draw another wall, another line, it'll actually connect to that previous wall. So each of my walls, as I draw them in, will be connected. If rather than just arbitrarily picking a point, I want to draw a wall of a specific length, I can use this measurement field down lower right corner. If I get my wall going in the correct direction, in this case across the red axis, I can type in an exact dimension. Say I want exactly 6 feet but can't get to it, I can just type in 6 foot, enter, and I'll get exactly a 6-foot wall. Now at this point, something that existing BuildEdge users or people who've watched these videos before have seen and are probably wondering about is, where's my miter line? In previous versions, each of these walls that are in their own group met at a 45-degree angle and created a miter surface right there. Now we do still create that surface in order to close up the group, but what we do is we create a layer called BuildEdge Invisible Entities, and we actually put that surface on that layer. So if I turn that on, I can see I actually have surfaces there. But we hide them so that when modeling, I get this nice looking, crisp looking model here. But I also, more importantly, when I look at my section, I actually don't have anything top to bottom. This means if I'm creating layouts or creating drawings in layout, I can actually create my section view and have it look like just a continuous wall rather than having 45s at each of those angles. I'll delete my section right there. Go back to walls. I'm going to draw in a few more walls. And these walls, of course, don't have to be at 45. I can put them in any way I want. As I'm drawing through here, if I ever want to change a property, I can just click up into the UI. Say I want to change and put some 10-foot walls in. I can do that, and then my walls will go in at 10 foot. You can see there, those walls are taller than my previous walls. If I want to change back to 8 feet, change the property, draw the wall, and it changes. Now something I do want to point out, I talked about that hiding the miter lines. We don't do it on tall walls, on walls that intersect like this. That's intentional because I wouldn't have a face here if I hid that. I'd actually have this open space right here. So if walls are different sizes, we do still draw that surface. Interior walls, if I want to come in and draw an interior wall in here, if I click to the top of any wall, or actually anywhere along a wall, something cool happens. Rather than drawing my new wall up here on top of the wall, it knows that I'm drawing on a wall and it assumes I want that wall to line up with previous walls. So my shadow line down on the ground lines up with the bottom of the wall I clicked on. So it automatically identifies that for me, so when I actually draw my wall, it'll line up with the previous walls. I'm going to use offset again to get this line lined up with the wall I'm drawing to, and there's my wall. Something else that's cool is if I want to, say I want to come in 3 feet from this end and I want to draw a wall back here. Rather than having to come in and draw a line or something like that to snap to, I can actually click on this wall, start moving, type in 3 feet. It will connect me to that point 3 feet from the end without drawing a wall and allow me to draw my next wall. This prevents me from having to jump in and out of input, that sort of thing. I can just click, draw, and then continue to draw without ever having to worry about walls getting drawn on top of walls. At this point, if I ever want to do any modification, I can come in with standard select, just the normal select used inside of SketchUp. And I do a couple things. One is I can change properties. So if this wall, say I wanted to change this to a 10-inch wall rather than the existing 5.5-inch wall, I can make that change, hit apply changes, and it will update that width. The other thing I can do in here is move, grab a wall, move it, and grab this exterior wall, move it. All the walls that are connected to will stay connected. Pretty simple. We try to keep it nice and easy to draw and edit walls inside of BuildEdge. Now we've seen the basics. I'll show you a couple things with that auto command we were just looking at. When I click on automatic input, it's going to look for a closed polygon to trace. So in this case, I just drew a little section, or little shape with lines and surfaces, just a standard SketchUp polygon. If I click on that, it will automatically trace the entire polygon with the wall that I have defined. So in this case, it's a 10-inch wide, 8-foot tall wall, was traced all the way around. That'll work with any polygon that you click on. Or right here, I happen to have a BuildEdge floor. We'll get into inputting and editing BuildEdge floors in a later video. But right here, I can click, I want to auto trace this floor, click, and it'll place walls all the way around. This is a great way to do multi-story buildings. If I have especially repetitious buildings like a hotel or a condo where I have the same thing going over and over again, I can real quickly and easily put in multiple layers. So that is a quick rundown on input and editing of walls. If you do have any questions or comments, feel free to email us at buildedge@keymark.com or visit us on the web at www.buildedge.com.